What's up, all you lovely internet movie fans, and welcome back to Caped Commentary. I am, of course, your host, Austin Johnson, and I have a packed show today full of movie news to discuss with all you lovely movie fans. We have Dune Part 3 wrapping filming. We have the Russo brothers. Are they back post Secret Wars? Are they going to be leading the next phase for Marvel? Doomsday trailer is on the way. Can't wait for that. The Batman 2 is apparently electric and outstanding. Predator Badlands absolutely crushed it at the box office, and Warner Bros. We might finally know what they're going to be doing coming by Christmas. All of that and much more movie news to discuss with you guys. This is Cape Commentary, and I am, of course, your host, Austin Johnson, and let's dive into all these topics and discuss with you guys right now. First, start off with Warner Bros. So we know that they're up for sale, and there are lots of bidders out there, from Netflix to Paramount, Comcast, NBC, Universal, and a whole slew of others who would be just chomping at the bits to buy WB. Well, their CEO, David Zaslav, has told CNBC that, this is his quote, "A decision and everything will be known by Christmas for the future of WB." Now, does this mean they're going to be selling back then? I don't think so. I think this huge decision that we're going to find out by Christmas is WB will be officially splitting into two separate entities. They'll have the Warner Bros. Studios with like HBO Max and DC Studios all under one umbrella, and the second company will be Discovery Global. That will be like your CNNs, your network television, the TNTs, all of that good stuff. And I think the biggest thing will be that the majority, if not all, of the debt that WB has, and they have a lot, they've got it down, but a majority of the debt, I think all of it will be going with the Discovery Global side, and the WB Studios will be ripe and for the taking. And I think it will be everyone lining up to buy WB Studios. You'll have people like Apple wanting it, because if they can get that production house and that movie studio and those sets, that would be huge. You'll have Amazon, Paramount, obviously, which I don't think will be as appealing to Paramount. And then the one that we don't want to see, but I think will be the most attracted by them splitting it two, would be Netflix, who absolutely Netflix wants the WB Studio side. They want that because that catalog, that library, that licensing, when all these films would go into theaters and they would hit Netflix, that's valuable. And Netflix would absolutely be a fool to not want that. Now, we as fans, we should not want Netflix to be the ones to get WB at all. And I am strongly rooting against that, but I think it could be a strong, like a 33% chance that Netflix is the one who ends up getting them. But I do think this big news is that they will be splitting into two companies, because I think that makes the most sense for WB, because think, you can get paid twice now if you split into two separate companies, and it makes it more appealing too, especially the WB Studio side if they do this. And I think this makes the most sense for Zaslav and the company to do so. Obviously, you want WB to stay intact and not be sold, but I don't think that's realistic at this point now. It's inevitable it's going to be sold. Now the biggest question is to who, the price, and what are they going to do with the WB Studios side and the movies. Like I said, I hope it's not Netflix. I don't want it to be Netflix. I think the big player that people aren't talking about is Comcast, NBC, Universal. I think they are the number one threat to get them, because especially I think if they split, Paramount is not going to want that. They don't want to have to pay twice for two separate entities. I think with what Comcast can do with getting WB Studios for their theme parks specifically, and they have a proven track record of decades and decades of experience of managing a studio, because Paramount is relatively new in terms of what they've done with this new leadership now with Skydance. So I'm curious to see what unfolds with this, but I do think the big news is that they'll be splitting into two separate entities, the WB Studios side and the Discovery Global side. But I'm just speculating right now. I don't know if that's actually true. It could be all we already know the agreement. We're just diving into our financials with someone, another bank, and the announcement will be made then. But I think it's just splitting up, because we heard this. If you guys remember, we heard this initially months and months ago that this was a rumor to be happening. Now I think they may have found the date to do so, but we shall see. I'm curious. What do you guys think? Let me know everything down below, and I'm curious what you think this big announcement is be, and what's going to happen with WB overall. All right. With that down, let's dive into something near and dear to my heart, and that is the Dune franchise. And there's two big pieces from this franchise. One, Dune Prophecy Season 2. That's a greenlit. That's a go. I thoroughly enjoyed the first season of Dune Prophecy. I thought it was good. Not great. It had some very good highs and a couple of lows overall, but it was a show that I thoroughly, very much enjoyed, and I actually am looking forward now to a season 2. When I saw this announcement, I was genuinely excited for it. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I want this. I can't wait to watch this happen now. Great news for all of us Dune fans, and again, that's on HBO, and that's going to be prime time when it does happen, because the first season was. And if you didn't watch that first season of Dune Prophecy, go back and watch it. You don't need any other prior Dune knowledge to watch this show. It takes place, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 10,000 years, and it ends with a interesting moniker of what could be happening down the line. Like, was something. I don't want to give too much away, so I'm not gonna say it. But Dune Prophecy is a very good show that you should go back and watch because it has nothing to do with its initial Dune movies that we've gotten. It's way, way, way back in the past, so no prior knowledge going into that show is necessary. But the other piece of Dune news that gets me feeling some type of way on the inside is Dune 3 has officially wrapped filming. We know this movie comes out next December, also on the same date as Avengers Doomsday. We'll see if that holds. I don't believe it will. I think they'll move one of those movies just up, not back, but up a little bit just to not compete directly. But hey, if I get a Doomsday weekend, I'm all there for it. But Dune 3 wrapping filming, hell freaking all right. I love Dune. Dune Part 2 is one of the top 10 best movies that I've probably ever seen in theaters. I love that movie. I think Dune 2 is outstanding. Now, Dune Part 3, of course, the book that's based off of is very divisive to a lot of people. I've never read the books, but I know that kind of the broad nature of that story. But I think I trust Denis Villeneuve. I trust what Timothée Chalamet is going to do. But ultimately, I just trust Denis. I trust what he's going to do in terms of adapting that story and putting it like pen to screen, essentially, paper to screen, and the adaptations of it. Dune Part 3, I think if it nails and sticks to landing, it has the potential to be the great, how do I put this, one of the greatest trilogies in like modern history in terms of our movies, because that first one, if you go back and watch it now, very, very good. Dune Part 2, outstanding. If they stick to landing, just get the quality of the first Dune, it's one of the greatest trilogies ever. But if it's up to that Dune Part 2 or even exceeds that somehow, we are not ready for that conversation because it's going to be great. And I'm very curious to see what's the popcorn bucket going to be, because we all remember that popcorn bucket from Dune Part 2, and some of you people probably did some inappropriate things with that. But exciting news. Are you excited for Dune Part 3 coming out? Because I know I am, but let me know how excited you are on a scale of 1 to 10, and how big of a fan are you of the Dune franchise overall, and have you seen Dune Prophecy? Now, I've had some WB talk, so let's dive back in the WB now with The Batman Part 2, one of the most anticipated movies coming up in the next few years. Go back and watch The Batman, like the first The Batman in 2021. I think it's 2022, actually. That movie is great. Like, it's long. It's 3+ hours. Yes, it's a slag. Like, if you don't want to sit down and watch, it's tough to do for 3 hours. But I think it's highly rewatchable. Like, I love that one. It's not as great as, like, The Dark Knight, but it's up there. Like, The Batman is a phenomenal film and is a Halloween film. So, hey, we just passed Halloween, obviously. But go back and watch The Batman. It's great. It's worth the watch. That 3 hours doesn't feel like 3 hours. But apparently Zaslav has seen, like, the script for it, and he says it's outstanding. This just adds to the list of people who also have said this stuff about the script. Think about it. We've heard Colin Farrell, the Academy Award-winning like actor. He's come out and said the script is great. He said he's not in it a ton, but it's a great script. We obviously know Matt Reeves, but James Gunn has said this. Robert Pattinson has said this. The Batman himself, and now Zaslav, like. I'm like, okay, this is going to do something, because if it just expands on that and is up to the caliber of the first one, it's great. But everyone is saying it's phenomenal, it's great, it's one of the best scripts ever. Like, and I get it. Yes, like actor in movie says script that they're a part of is great. I get all of that, but the caliber of people who are putting a reputation online saying this, and then like I said, the Batman Part 2, I think has the potential to be an outstanding film, and everyone is saying nothing but great things about it. I'm so looking forward to it, because this movie's going to start filming in the spring of next year. Bring it on. I am so looking forward to this movie. I can't wait to see and expand on the Gotham that we've got come to love and know from Matt Reeves and what he's done with this. Bring it on. Give me all the Batman content I can, because I am so looking forward to this movie. It's one I'm most anticipated, like I said, in the coming years. Probably, Dune's, like I said, Doomsday, I want to say that again because it's just so catchy now. But Avengers Doomsday, Dune Part 3, and honestly, Spider-Man are the only 3 that are more anticipated than this movie. Like, the Odyssey is up there, but those are like the big, like, 4 top 5 movies I'm most anticipated for. But I can't wait for the Batman Part 2. Everyone is saying such glowing things about the script. I can't wait to see it on the screen. Bring it to me now. But what do you think of these comments from Zaslav and everyone else who's just said that the script is outstanding? It's great. Great news for us Batman fans, and that movie is going to start filming, like I said, next year for a 2027 release date, and 2027 is already packed, but the Batman could be the best of all the movies coming out. Then who knows? Let me know your thoughts and comments down below on the Batman Part 2 news. Let's now dive into Predator Badlands, a movie that I saw last week, and let me just say, a lot of people saw that movie. Now, you may have seen certain reports going around that, oh, it's going to open probably to like 25 to 30 million, and obviously that's domestic numbers. Oh, I'm sorry, global, 25 to 40, somewhere in that range. Well, it overperformed by a ton. Massive, massive, massive opening weekend for Predator Badlands. 80 million global opening weekend. Phenomenal start for this franchise. What a great iteration. 40 million just domestic alone. This movie was outstanding. I loved Predator Badlands. I would love to go see it again. It's that rewatchable. Great action, visuals, violence. Don't let the PG-13 rating fool you at all. No, no. Like, it's only that rating because there are no humans that die and there's no human blood in this movie. It's all aliens on this other world. It's the predators that are like, no spoilers right now, but that's just what it is. It's just like great violence. It's great storytelling too. And it was just kind of weird how I had heard like it's not going to open to this big rating, and that kind of surprised me at times. I was like, the trailer looks great, but the Predator has had some like different like type of iterations in the franchise. But think what we got recently. Prey, phenomenal. Of course, not a wide theatrical release, but that was a great movie. Killer of Killers is a great animated property, and that was next up. The same guy did both of those who was doing this, so I had confidence it was going to be good, and it doesn't disappoint at all. Critics and audiences both love this movie. 85 and 95 respective Rotten Tomato scores for this film. And like I said, word of mouth, I think, helped it overperform a ton. People were talking about it. There's so many glowing things I've seen on threads, and then like I don't really on Twitter, but there's a couple of things I've seen on there as well when I do happen to get on that website. But it's just crazy, like such good reviews, people loving it, talking about it. I love to see it. I love the movie. I thought it was great. Such a good movie that, like I said, I will want to see again. And like I said, it's just Predator focused. It's about the Predator and a Weyland-Yutani android and how it goes along. But it's a Predator focused movie. It opens awesome. The awesome opening scene before the title card rolls is great. Like I said, the violence, the action, the visuals, the storytelling, everything is great. Go watch this movie now. The ending fight scene, and especially there's a twist and turn that happens middle towards the end of this movie that I didn't see coming. I was like, oh shit, they just did that. And then we're getting more now. So Predator Badlands was such a fun time at the movies. And that's what you go for. You go to be entertained, have your expectations overperformed and exceeded, and be thoroughly immersed and enjoy what you're watching. And Predator Badlands is all that and so much more. And people clearly enjoy this movie and will be going back and see it again because 80 million opening, and he's about, I think the budget was somewhere like the 200, 220 to break even. So hey, it's probably going to get there. It still has a little ways to go, but I think it will get there and break even. And that's good because the more that we get from this franchise, especially from Trachtenberg, we need that because it's great. He has not missed so far with Prey, Killer of Killers, and now Predator Badlands. And audiences have showed up and validated that, and they are going to go back, I believe, this coming weekend. It's going to have some competition from The Running Man, which I am so excited for seeing that movie tomorrow. But Predator Badlands overperforms massively. Huge opening weekend, and it's a great quality movie. Like I said, audiences are loving it. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a good sign. It's awesome. It's packed full of action. Go see it now. There are some things that you don't expect to see coming, and it looks great, and it's phenomenal. And the violence, like I said, PG-13 rating aside, does not matter because it's full of alien gore and blood, and there's no tie-in. You don't need prior knowledge to really watch this movie at all. It's a fresh iteration to the franchise that I cannot recommend going to see enough. Go watch Predator Badlands right now. It overperformed, and you won't regret it at all. I feel like this movie will have a high rewatchability factor. But let me know your thoughts. What did you think of Predator Badlands? Did you go see it opening weekend? Are you still waiting to see it? Did you wait for the word of mouth? Are you shocked that it overperformed by this much? Whatever your thoughts, let me know your comments down below, and I look forward to reading all of them. Alright, final news of the day, and it's stuff that really gets me going on the inside. Yes, I love this. But so, Avengers Doomsday, they've made 30 different versions of the trailer that's going to be premiering before Avatar Fire and Ash in December. So that is the 1 year mark away from Doomsday, which comes out next December in 2026. Well, it's confirmed, obviously, that the trailer will be releasing before it, and it's said to be Doom-centric to kind of focus on his story, his motivations, and his curse, and this brute. He carries this weight of the world around, and we're going to kind of see why. We'll dive into some of that stuff. I'm so excited for this trailer. Like, a Doom-centric trailer is all I need to get me hyped. And watch, I'm making a prediction now. the Doomsday trailer that airs before Avatar Fire and Ash. Because keep in mind, Avatar movies make a ton of money. They're some of the best performing movies of all time. They don't have massive opening weekends. Go back and look at prior history. The first, Our Way of Water, neither opened massively. They have great legs, but like if you look at them in comparison to Avengers movies and like Marvel franchises, they don't really weigh up into the top tier of Marvel like opening weekends, but they have tremendous legs and they're great quality movies. Watch what this opening weekend does. I guarantee you it's the biggest opening weekend for Fire of the Avatar franchise ever. And I'm not saying it's all because of the Doomsday trailer. It's not going to be, but I think that will play a kind of a big role because I think they will wait to drop that trailer until like a Monday morning. But that trailer is going to break all types of records in my opinion in terms of, especially for 2025. It's going to be the most viewed trailer of 2025. I thoroughly believe that wholeheartedly. But we shall see. But like I said, Doom-centric trailer kind of focused on his motivations. I feel like he'll be narrating maybe a big portion of it. We'll probably see him in action a couple of times, maybe some X-Men teases, Fantastic Four teases, and maybe like some wow moment where we're all like, but like I said, if they cut it up 30 times, that means they are looking to get the best quality to make the biggest impact possible because they know they have momentum. Think of it, this year. Yes, Captain America was a miss. I think we all can agree with that as fans for the most part. People like the movie, which that's fine. But Thunderbolts, great movie. Loved it. General consensus is that's a great movie that people loved. Fantastic Four, doing phenomenal on streaming now that it's out there on Disney Plus. Go rewatch it. I just did, and I loved it on the rewatch. It's great. So you have that momentum now, and the hype train for Doomsday of what it's going to be, what it could be. You have all these kind of rumors circulating online that I stay out of because I don't like to read them. I like to just like, kind of like go on concrete knowledge and facts. But there's a lot of hype, and I think this trailer will reaffirm. People are like, oh, Marvel, I'm kind of hyped for it. But watch. The minute this trailer drops, oh, you're going to see tons and tons of videos, people like dissecting it, breaking down the hype. Oh, it's going to be this. Doom's going to be doing this. It looks like this. It looks great. You'll have the naysayers. Yes, they'll be there too. But no, the hype is going to be real. Get in on it now. Get in and enjoy it because I cannot wait for that trailer to drop. I am so excited for it. And I think it's going to reaffirm that, oh, RDJ is going to kill it as Doom. Have no doubts about it. You may not like it, but he's going to make you love it because he's going to be great. He's going to kill it as all. Because think, RDJ, Feige, the Russos, they haven't missed at all when they work together. So I'm trusting in them, and I think this trailer is going to do numbers, do records. It's going to be great because they put a lot of effort into this because they know the importance of this trailer, and we as fans know the importance of it to get us hype. This is a year away, and they're dropping it. That means they know something. Bring it on to me now because I love this. And I think that kind of reaffirms the other points I want to bring up about this movie as well, and kind of like this Marvel news in general as a whole. Simu Liu and Florence Pugh have both come out and said, like, it's been phenomenal being on set of this movie because you look around and you see all these great, famous, talented people around you in costumes and you love it. You're like, yes, this feels like great. The Simu Liu is the biggest comments that I want to focus on because he has said it feels like a love letter to the people who grew up reading these comic books and kind of were picked on and kind of singled out and left out and didn't feel it. It's a love letter to them. It's a love letter to the comic book industry. It's a love letter to movies and the superhero genre. That speaks to me. I love to hear that because this genre of movie has meant so much to me, especially with why I make videos now, because I've come to love and appreciate movies. My first, like, love was, like, sports, obviously, but then movies were that second getaway now. And I love going to the theaters. Marvel movies really reinvigorated that with me, and they speak to me in something. Superhero movies just speak to me in a certain way that most other movies don't, but I've come to love all movies and appreciate them. But specifically, comic movies just do something for me. And hearing Simu Liu say that just gets me so emotional and excited. I love hearing that. That's great news as well. Like, being around such talented people and then something that you're just so passionate about, and then it saying, like, you're making something for fans and it's a love letter to them. So thank you for and appreciating for all of the hard work that we've done, but also the genre as a whole and what it's done for you. Yes. We need more of that. And I love hearing that. And it just like gets me so excited. But then also this Russo brothers news. Apparently they're going to helm the next saga in a post-Secret Wars MCU, kind of be the overarching kind of masterminds. If you've read the MCU book for Marvel Studios, you know that was kind of Joss Whedon initially. Kind of he was the overarching person, kind of overseeing the first phase and into Age of Ultron, kind of overseeing the groundwork of where the stories are going to go narratively. That's going to be the Russo brothers kind of doing that now. I think having the Russo brothers be that next kind of like overarching kind of figurehead for that saga is so smart because they're not going to direct all the franchises in that saga, but they're going to be like, hey, this is kind of what we want to lead up to. You can kind of play in that sandbox, do whatever you want, but this is where we're heading to. And you kind of guide directors on. Directors supposed to have their own creative narrative paths to do what they want, but you kind of know where it's headed. So okay, we know the mutants. We know like Mr. Sinister is the overarching villain, or Apocalypse, or we want to build up to this massive event of a Avengers versus X-Men, right? Because we'll probably get that tease in Doomsday, but maybe we want to build up to that again, or conflict with the Sentinels, whatever the case may be. They're just saying this is our ultimate plan. This is what we want to do. And directors will be like, all right, I have a movie. This is kind of what I'm doing. This is what I'm thinking of. Okay, and then a little tie-in because we're going to tease this. And like, all right, hey, that's fine. Go direct and do what you want, but that's fine. We're just laying the groundwork things, and we'll come and maybe direct a scene, a post-credit scene, whatever the case may be. This is so smart, and I think this shows Marvel learning from their mistakes that they've made kind of in the past couple of years. But they've kind of they've diagnosed the disease, and they're kind of pivoting now to kind of curb and focus it and get us back on the healthy man, because we're there now. We're down that path. We're heading there. We're getting there, and I think this is great, phenomenal news that has me excited. I love to hear it. I love the plan, and I'm very curious to see, because I trust the Russo brothers with what they've done with Marvel. Their projects outside of Marvel aside, not the best, clearly, but when they work with Marvel, they make magic, and I think they will have a plan because they're massive nerds too. I trust what they're going to do, and I can't wait to see where we were headed, because Doomsday, Secret Wars, yes. I still think Secret Wars will be a part 1 and part 2, but in that post-Secret Wars, now we're getting the mutant saga. I'm curious to see where that's going to go. If they're the overarching leads, I'm all for that. But let me know your thoughts on everything Marvel related. On that Doomsday trailer, are you excited for it? What do you think we're going to see in that? What do you expect to get out of it? Like, what's your height level on a 1 to 10 for that trailer and Doomsday coming out next year? What are your thoughts on the Simu Liu comments and Florence Pugh and saying how it's a love letter to the superhero genre as a whole? Does it speak to you? Like I said, it speaks to me very personally, and I love to hear that, and it just makes me feel some type of way, because that's what I want to hear from my people who I kind of love to see on the big screen. And then the Russo brothers helming that next saga in a post-Secret Wars Marvel universe. Do you like that pick? What do you think they're going to kind of want to lead up to, and where do you think we head, though? Let me know all your thoughts and comments on that and everything discussed today. But I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, this is Cape Commentary. I am, of course, the host, Austin Johnson, and thank you so much for tuning in for all this movie news, and especially all the superhero content that I have going forward. Look out for any of that on the page right now, and if I missed anything that you guys want to see discussed on all the topics today, or if there's something kind of pertinent to kind of the topics that I discussed, let me know, and I'm happy to cover that in the coming days. But other than that, we have some big movies coming out recently, or coming up, well, I should say, with The Running Man this week. So looking forward to that. Hearing nothing but great things. I love Glenn Powell. So excited for that. And then next week, my most anticipated movie of the year, of the rest of the year, I should say, Wicked for Good. Can't wait for that. And then Avatar, of course, in December. But go to the movies. Go see your favorite movies. Go rewatch Predator Badlands if you haven't seen it. Go watch it now. And there's so many good things out there. And like I said, always go to the theaters. And I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week at the same time. Peace.